I'm Stephen Taylor, and thanks for joining me for day 6 of this 10-day beginner starter chorus challenge. Now look, if you have not watched the previous 5 days, you need to go back and start with the first one because they all build towards this one. The goal is that for 10 days, we're showing up every day, watching that day's lesson, and then spending at least 10 minutes practicing on the drums. You do that, you're gonna have 20 songs by the end of this 10-day series that you can play on the drums. And we're about to learn the next one in this lesson. We already learned the drum fill for this one a couple of lessons ago, the Pat Boone Debbie Boone fill. This drum fill is almost overused in this song, November Rain by Guns N' Roses. The drum beat for November Rain combines the patterns from a couple of other drum beats that we learned. The 2 drum beats that we'll be combining this lesson are as follows. And the second one is the drum beat that's used on every breath. Okay, now we're gonna take the bass drum components from those 2. The first thing we're gonna do is essentially play that first groove. We're gonna play it just like it is. The only difference, which is gonna cause kind of a big difference because it leads into the next measure, the only difference is the upbeat of 4. So we're gonna play this. Okay, so far you're like, Steven, that's exactly like the other one. The only difference is on the upbeat of 4, remember the upbeats are referred to as when we're counting in 8th notes, 1 and 2, and all of the ands, those are the upbeats. The 1, 2, 3, 4, those are what we call the downbeats. So on the and of 4, the upbeat, we're playing a kick drum, which changes the drum beat just a little bit. 3, 4, Let's look at the individual components. In beat 1, we have kick drum and hi-hat unison with a hi-hat. In beat 2, it's a snare drum unison with the hi-hat and a hi-hat. Beat 3, kick drum and hi-hat unison 2 times. Beat 4, it's a snare hi-hat unison followed by a kick hi-hat unison. The reason I break it down this way is really for my small brain. It's just always helped me in being able to see exactly what each limb is doing on each part of the beat. Now, we can take these and we can string them together slowly and put space in between them. Correct repetition, that's what we're going for. So it would look like this. There's no real time, it's in and out of time, but what we're getting is correct repetition of the patterns. And as you begin to get that and pull those spaces out, you get and once we get it up to full tempo, November Rain is a ballad though, so we don't have to play it that fast. It's gonna be about this fast. Now for the fun part. We're gonna take this drum beat that's played in November Rain, we're gonna add it with the Pat Boone Debbie Boone fill that we learned a couple of lessons ago. So we're gonna play the drum beat. We're gonna play it for 2 measures, okay? So measure 1 will be the whole drum beat. Measure 2, we're playing the first 2 beats of the drum beat, and then we're gonna play the drum fill. Transition to the ride cymbal after that. Sound like this. Remember, for Pat Boone Debbie Boone, and this is a great song to listen to for that, there's lots of different variations of it. You can play it around the toms, you can play it with the snare in the toms, whatever you want. It's kind of dealer's choice there. Okay, once we get that, what's the thing we didn't add? A crash cymbal, right? I do the next most logical thing. So first of all, we're going to put the drum fill in there because that doesn't change the groove pattern. When we add a crash cymbal in there, it changes the groove pattern. Oftentimes students are like, I don't understand, I can't get this, I can get it when I don't play the crash. That's because we have now introduced a new pattern. The old pattern was this. The new pattern is this, crash ride. That's a different pattern and we have to think through it, okay? So now let's put the crash in there, 2 measures of each. So now what we've done is we've prepped a skill that is found within this song. Okay, the next thing we need to do is integrate this with other stuff that we've done. So I want you to go back through the other drum beats that you've learned, take this drum beat and this drum fill and start integrating them. What does that mean? I'm gonna take the We Will Rock You groove and I'm gonna speed it up a little bit, 2 measures of each with a drum fill in the second measure of each. Some of you will notice I changed the sticking a little bit, I changed the phrasing a little bit. It's okay, experiment, have fun with it. Once you've learned one of these drum beats, once you've learned one of these drum fills, experiment with it. Have fun with it, make it your own. And in this lesson, you have learned your 14th song, and that is Cold November Rain. Now remember, below here I have it linked where you can go and find the entire chorus all laid out. You don't have to enter any information, you don't have to log in or anything. It's just all there for you free. The resources are there as well. You can mark off the lessons as you go, and so that as each day is published, you'll be able to go find it there for a very organized way to work through this chorus. And also if you're working through this and you're like, you know, I kind of like this structure, I kind of like this step-by-step approach, that's what I'm all about. I've got an online drum school at stevensdrumshed.com that has been going for over 14 years. I'd love to have you be a part of it. You can find out more information at the link below. As well, if you sign up, I have a pre-made course that's made just for beginners and those starting out. It'll take you from zero to hero faster than you ever thought possible. Go practice this stuff, then tomorrow check out day 7's lesson where we're going to be learning a little bit of Boots and Cats. We're going to be learning a couple of other songs.